What's up guys, I'm Zagatak, and like I promised on the Honey Pot video, I'm here celebrating the new year by counting down my top 10 favorite rock and metal albums of 2015. So without further ado, let's get started. My album at number 10 is Born of Osiris's Soul Sphere. Now, I saw this band in 2013 at the Houston We Have a Problem Festival, and they sounded pretty good, and I'm not really a huge fan of theirs. You know, they're pretty good, but they're not a band I listen to a lot. So this album, you know, I enjoyed it very much, a lot more than the I See Stars Phases album, which is my dishonorable mention. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot more than that, even though it's not really, you know, an album I'd listen to over and over again, like some of these other albums. My recommendation song to listen to would be Illuminate. I know a lot of people don't like that song. I like it though because it's kind of got the emotionless and white vibe to it. So let's go on to the next album. My number 9 album would have to be Bring Me the Horizon's That's the Spirit. Now, Bring Me the Horizon, kind of like Born of Osiris, is a band where I don't really listen to them that much, but they're pretty good. On the Sempiternal album, I really liked the songs Empire, Anti-Visit, and Shadow Mosses. On this album, That's the Spirit, I kind of felt the same way where there weren't a whole lot of songs I really liked, but there are a couple that I will recommend to you, which is Happy Song and Throne. So yeah. My album at number 8 would have to be 10 Years' album From Birth to Burial, released early this year while I was still working at Walmart. So this band hasn't really come out with a lot of new music from what I could recall. I mean, I really liked their album Feeding the Wolves because it had the kind of grungy sound to the band. This one kind of has a bit more of a melodic kind of tone to it. The songs I would recommend off of this album would be Crimson Kiss, Miscellanea, and Moisture Residue. My number 7 pick would have to be Periphery's 2-part album, Alpha and Omega. It's a 2-part album which tells a gigantic story. Unfortunately though, you know, there wasn't really a lot of songs that were memorable or special. So that's why it's a little bit lower on this list. The songs I would recommend would be Alpha, 22 Faces, and Priestess. My number 6 pick would have to be Bless the Falls to Those Left Behind. It was a kick-ass album early in the year, around kind of Warped Tour season, I guess. And, you know, it was one of those kind of albums where you could jam along to it and have a party with it. So my recommendations would be Decayer, Walk on Water, and Looking Down from the Edge. My halfway pick at number 5 would have to be Disturbed's return album, Immortalized. Now, this is a band I grew up listening to and really enjoyed, and when they had the little timer thing, I was highly anticipated for it. This came out the day after of Batman Arkham Knight, the game, so I was thoroughly excited, and they kind of stuck with the same stuff, but they kind of heightened it up a bit, so it was pretty cool. My recommended songs are The Vengeful One, What Are You Waiting For, and the title track Immortalized. My number 4 pick would have to be Breaking Benjamin's Dark Before Dawn. Now this is a band kind of like Disturbed, where I kind of grew up listening to them. You know, I jammed out to the Diary of Jane and all their other good songs like that. So this album was so good rock standard that it actually made the #1 chart on the rock section. So my recommendation would be Angels Fall, Failure, Breaking the Silence, and Defeated. Alright guys, now we're down to the top 3. These 3 albums really stole the show this year, and I've been jamming to these albums constantly. And to start off the number 3 list would have to be Get Scared's Demons. Now Get Scared is one of those bands where you have to listen to them live in order to really appreciate what they do. This is what I did when I saw them and another member of this list during my concert in October. Now, this album is kind of more of a metalcore kind of feel to their more rhythmic kind of jam-along songs. And it really worked in my opinion, so they should keep it up. And my recommendation songs would have to be Buried Alive, Suffer, and Second Guessing. At number 2, I have the band that I saw Get Scared with, and this band being New Year's Day. This album I'm talking about is Malevolence. So it's pretty cool when you have a band with a kick-ass female singer like Ash Costello. If you don't believe me, just look at some of the posters I have over there. It's crazy. I'm really obsessed with her. But this album really had kind of more of a kind of vengeful, kind of in-your-face, but trying to protect itself kind of feel. And it really worked. I really enjoyed the sound of this album, and I can definitely see that they're going into bigger and better things in the future, and I can't wait. Now, the songs I would recommend would be Suffer, Anthem of the Unwanted, and Scream, along with Malevolence, which happens to be the band's favorite song. Now it's time for the highly awaited #1 pick. Alright guys, here it is, the highly awaited #1 album this year. This album I can keep listening to every song and I can still be amazed. And this album being Ice Nine Kills' Every Trick in the Book. So this album is basically kind of like a group of stories from different literatures, and it really works. It gives the album kind of variety, but it also has like this sound to the album that you can just listen to over and over again, and if you really like the works of literatures they do, then you can enjoy it even more. Now, I like every song on here, so it's kind of tough for me to pick my albums or songs to recommend, so I would say the songs that stood out to me would have to be Bloodbath and Beyond, The Plot Sickens, Alice, and Testimony. So yeah guys, that's my top 10 list. Let me know what y'all think. It's been a hell of a year. I can't wait to see what 2016 has in store for us. And as always guys, rock out and scream, cuckoo cuckoo. Leave down your favorite albums this year. So yeah, bye.